Where'd all the electronics go? Welcome back to the channel, guys. So what are we doing today? Well, after driving the X-Maxx just once or twice, I decided it needed some more power. From the very first time I thought about picking up an X-Maxx, I knew I wanted to do something basically just overpowered. Originally, I was thinking like 10 or 12S, but then I was thinking, you know, that's just a little too much. So today we're installing some new electronics in this X-Maxx. I went with the Hobbywing Max 5 ESC and the 800 kV brushless motor. Before you go down and comment, because I know a lot of people will say it, yes, I know the 800 kV isn't really recommended for this truck. I know a lot of people have said it's just too much, but that's exactly what I was looking for, was too much. I want this thing to be overpowered. I think it'll be pretty fun. Will I break some stuff? Most probably, but we'll deal with that as we go. You can see in this time lapse here that I went ahead and installed everything. I picked up the M2C Motor Mountain ESC plate and was looking for gearing options when I ran across this Mod 1.5 gearing from Vivaton. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. The gears seem really nice though. It was basically the exact gear ratio I wanted to start off with, and I can kind of play around with it from there. And it also had this nice little bearing that sits on the front of that shaft to kind of support it, get a little extra flex out of it. It took a little bit to figure out how everything went in, but after getting everything installed, including the motor and ESC, soldered on some XT90 connectors, and I believe we're ready to go. I picked up some 4S lipos from Genzace. These are the bashing packs, 120C, 6800 milliamp hour. Should give us a lot of punch and decent run time. I think we're just about ready to go out and test this thing out now and see how it works, see how well my throttle control is, and see what this power will do. But I think we still have one more thing I wanted to do. Let's see. Years ago when Proline released these Badlands for the X-Maxx, I thought they were awesome. I actually had an E-Revo at the time and was hoping they would release some for the E-Revo because I really like these wheels and tires. But sadly, it never happened. Now, years later, I have an X-Maxx, so I picked up a set. Hopefully they can handle all this power. Should be pretty fun. Let's go see if we can find a space big enough to test this thing out. I'm not sure how well you guys will be able to hear me because I don't have any kind of microphone with me and it's kind of windy out today, but I just wanted to kind of tell you what I'm about to do. We're about to try something kind of silly. I want to make it through the goalpost. can really say is wow, this thing kind of blew my expectations out the water. That Max 5 system had the power that I wanted. It wasn't overpowered like a lot of people had mentioned, but I knew from the second I put my finger on the trigger that this thing requires some control and it has the power that I want. I apologize that we're ending this video on the floor here. My workbench is currently tied up with another project I've been working on, but I just wanted to wrap this video up by saying I cannot believe how happy I am with how this truck came out. Not much done to it really, just swapping out those electronics and some new tires. The gearing seems about perfect. Like I said, pulling on the throttle right away, it seems a little overpowered, but it kind of mellows out as you're able to lean into it. The only issue, I need to get me some Loctite or some stronger Loctite because the pinion gear came off a couple of times. I had to do some kind of sketchy stuff to tighten it up. Other than that though, I was really surprised. I didn't even break anything today. Had a bunch of very rough landings, a bunch of barrel rolls. I was honestly expecting to break a control arm or pop a hinge pin out of an arm or something like that. I know these trucks are known to have kind of weak hinge pins. People replace those right away, but I didn't have any issues today at all. Even jumping through the goalpost. Yes, I did do it successfully, but had a couple of failed attempts and had some really tough landings trying that out. So after all of that, coming home with a fully functioning truck, I was pretty happy. This Max 5 system is exactly what I wanted with this truck. Something that felt overpowered. It's completely woken the truck up. It feels completely different driving it now with these electronics versus the stock stuff from Traxxas. The only two things I really need now is one, a new body, because that thing took a beating today, but that's in the works. And the other is probably some fans for the motor. It didn't get too hot, as you can see in this little clip here. I was able to hold my fingers on it for a good little while really, but it was pretty toasty and the weather outside is kind of cool today. The temperatures are low, so I'm a little worried about that motor when we get to the summertime and we get out there bashing. Put some fans on it and I think we'll be fine. But wow, I can't state enough how happy I am with the truck sitting like it is now. Just the new Hobbywing system and these new Proline tires. I'm definitely excited to get the truck back out again. We need to build some more ramps, obviously. You saw this thing demolished my ramps. Even my metal ramp that I built years back, it bent it all up. So I'll have to go and make some bigger, stronger ramps or find some wherever I can get some. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more content around the X-Maxx on the channel, more bashing videos, wrenching whenever I soon enough break something, because we know it's bound to happen. And as always, thanks again for watching. Peace.